Good morning, everybody, and welcome to my channel. My name is Brenda, and today is a big day. Today is February 10th, and it is Wine Dine Run Disney Registration Day. So this is the first time I've ever tried to register for a Run Disney event. I'm trying to get into the 10K. If I can't get into the 10K, I'm gonna try for the 5K. They have opened up more spots for the 5K, so I think it'll be easier to get into that, but I really want the 10K. So that being said, I have read a lot, I have watched a lot of videos, and there are certain tips that I learned about by watching other people's videos. Now, one of them was to have at least two computers. So I have my son's computer and I have my computer here. So I'm all ready. And registration wasn't to start for like an hour and 10 minutes. So registrations opens at 10, which is 11 o'clock my time. I'm in Atlantic time. It opens at 10 Eastern time. So because of that, I went to my son's computer to make sure that I was logged in and had all of my information. I already have that on my computer, but I wanted to make sure it was in my son's computer. And from the videos and everything that I've watched, it says that sometimes they will open a waiting queue 15 to 20 minutes before the actual registration opens. So that's why when I looked, I'm like, it's 10 to 10 my time, and registration is over an hour away. So I'll do this now. As soon as I logged into Run Disney, well, not really logged in, I went into their website, this screen come up that said, waiting queue is open. And I was like, what? That's over an hour away. So I pressed in. So I know I'm not logged into my son's computer. That's okay. Also, I then went on to my computer and went into the waiting room in here. So now I'm going to play the game of which computer gets in first. Probably my son's, because I did go in the waiting room with him first. So we are now doing the waiting game. It is right now 2 minutes after 10, so registration doesn't open for another hour, but I am in the waiting queue. So hopefully that will help me get into that 10K. The Wine Dine has 3 races. There's a 5K, a 10K, and a half marathon. Like I said, I'm going for the 10K, but each one of them has a theme. So the 5K is themed after the Aristocats, that movie. The 10K is themed after the Three Caballeros, and the half marathon is themed after Mary Poppins. There's also a challenge, and the challenge is if you run the 10K and the half, and that is themed after Grumpy. And originally, when I was thinking about doing this race, I said I'm going to do a 5K. I do 5Ks all the time with the dogs. I'm not a runner. Let me put it that way. I'm not a runner. And the 5Ks that I do are kind of running and walking. I'm a very slow runner when I do run. And I've had, quite a few injuries last year, and I've already thrown my back out this year. So with all of that being said, I thought I am going to do a 5K. I've always wanted to do a Run Disney race. Then the themes came out. And I like the Aristocats, but I really like the Three Caballeros better. I just like their theming better. So I decided that I was going to switch and do the 10K. And if I can't get into the 10K, I will try to get into the 5K. Then I seen that the challenge was themed after Grumpy. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'd love to have a Grumpy medal. So if you do the challenge, you would end up with 3 medals. Even if you only did 2 races, you would get the 10K medal, you would get the half marathon medal, and you would get a challenge medal saying that you completed both races. But then reality clicked in, and because of all the injuries and setbacks that I had last year, plus throwing my back out in January, I am going at a very slow pace right now. I'm still moving. I'm not running, I'm just walking, but I have lots of time to train for this. I follow the Jeff Galloway training program, and I believe it's June when you really have to start following his program for Wine and Dine, which is in October. to do the 10K. So I'm just gonna keep at the pace that I'm doing right now. You know, increase a little bit, but not over push it, because I'm really trying to stay injury free this year. So it's 10:05. I have like 55 minutes before registration opens up. So I'll come back to you then when the registration begins, and let's hope that I get in. Okay, so I've changed. I have a Run Disney Spirit jersey that my mother bought me a couple of years ago. This is the old style. They were in the Disney outlets, and I don't know how much she paid for it. She was there, and she got me this Spirit jersey. So hopefully this will bring me good luck, but I'm gonna show you what I am looking at. So this is the screen that I'm looking at. This is my son's computer. And on the top it says Disney Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend 2026. Run Disney Race registration opens soon. So, and it also, if we look down a little bit, it says, it's almost time to register for the 2026 Disney Wine and Dine Half Marathon Weekend. Do not refresh or navigate away from this page. This page will automatically refresh, and you will be placed in a registration waiting room. Placement will be in a random order regardless of what time you joined the pre-queue. So I joined the pre-queue at 10 to 10. It is now 10:40, so about 50 minutes ago. Guests that arrive after registration has begun will be placed in the back of the queue and will proceed to the registration waiting room in the first in, first out order. So that is what that part says. Then down in the blue, sorry, Cindy Lou is letting us know that she's still here. So in the blue part down below, it says, please note, race events may sell out and your registration is not guaranteed until the process is completed and your payment is fully processed. Upon successfully completing registration and your payment being processed, you will receive a confirmation email sent to the email address that you provide. So I've heard that before, that you can be sitting in the queue, and you can be in the queue when it opens and have like an hour wait. And by the time you get to your spot, it has already sold out. So I'm hoping that I can get into the 10K. If not, I will try for the 5K. If I can't get into the 5 or 10, I'm not gonna try for the half marathon. Even though this race isn't until October and it's February now, I don't want to push myself, and I don't believe I would be ready for a half marathon in October. I know there are people out there who say, oh, you can do it, you can get that far, but not right now. I don't believe I can. So I have probably another 15 minutes before registration begins, and I've got my credit card ready. I don't know how long I will wait. You know, I have seen and heard people that do get into that pre-queue and still wait an hour. So everything's plugged in. We're all good. And as soon as registration opens and something happens on these computers, I'll come back and let you know. Hey everybody, I am back and registration opens in 1 minute. So I'm getting excited. I'm a little bit nervous, hoping I can get in, but we'll see what happens. Okay, I'm in, and both computers, this one here is my computer, and it says that you are currently in the registering waiting room for 2026 Wine and Dine Disney Half Marathon, and that I have less than 1 hour to wait. So that's this computer. And my son's computer right here says the same thing. There's also a bar there, a waiting bar. So, oh, actually, my son's computer says approximate wait time is more than an hour. And on mine, oh, it just changed. Both of them say more than an hour. So his computer and my computer both say approximate wait time is more than an hour. So when something happens, I'll get back to you. But before I go, I've also learned from watching other people online that you really need to watch this, because even though it says your wait time is more than an hour, it can move really quite quickly. So let's hope that it's not an hour and that I can get in. Okay, everybody, it has been a half hour. It's 11:31 right now, and on the computer, I'm looking at my son's and my computer, and it says on here that my approximate wait time is still more than an hour, and we have been waiting a half an hour. But the little toggle line, the little wait line has moved. It hasn't moved very much, but it has moved. So let me show you. So here is my son's computer, and as you can see right here, the line has moved over just a little bit, and it's now 11:32, so it's been 32 minutes. And here is my computer. My computer, it's a little darker, but you can see here that it has moved a little bit, but the wait time is still more than an hour. So to say that I am not nervous would be an understatement. I really am. I'm worried that I'm not going to get into that 10K race. We will see. We'll see. So we've waited just over half an hour, and we'll see how long it takes for us to get in and if the race will still be available. Hey everybody, I'm just looking over here, a little disappointed. It is now 11:56. I'm still in the waiting. It says that my wait time is still more than an hour, and a notification just came up saying that the Disney Wine Dine Half Marathon Weekend 10K has sold out, which is very disappointing to me. That is the race that I wanted. I have been sitting here for... Well, the registration's been open for 57 minutes, and I had actually logged into the waiting room an hour and 10 minutes before that. And the 10K is sold out. So I guess my next option, oh my goodness, my hair is doing something here. The next option is to try to register for the 5K. So here's hoping that I get in for the 5K. Really wanted the 10K, but I didn't get it. So we'll see what is left by the time I get in. So I have been in the waiting room now for an hour and 12 minutes. It is now 12 minutes after 12. And as you can see, my wait bar has gone over quite a bit, but it says that my wait time is still more than an hour. So this is on my son's computer, and on my computer, it says the same thing. Here is the wait bar, and it says approximate time is more than an hour. So I'm not very hopeful that I will get into the 5K, but we'll see. Hey everybody, it's only been a couple of minutes. It is now about 12:15, and a notification just came up saying that the Disney Wine Dine Marathon Weekend Half Marathon has sold out. Nothing has been said about the 5K, so fingers crossed that I can still get into the 5K. They did open up more slots for the 5K. They announced this a couple of months ago that they were going to, making more spots available. So here's hoping that I can get in to the 5K. I'm still at approximate wait time for both computers, an hour. It says more than an hour. So I don't know if I'm going to get in or not, but we'll wait and see. Well, I'm back and extremely disappointed. I have been waiting to do a Run Disney race for a very, very long time. And at 12:26, we got a notification that said that the Disney Wine Dine Marathon Weekend 5K had been sold out. So everything's sold out. Started with the 10K, then the challenge, then the marathon, then the 5K. Sorry if I keep looking over here. I'm looking at the computer. And And my wait time, I'm still sitting in the wait room. My wait time still says more than an hour. Registration opened up. It is now 12:29. So registration opened up an hour and a half ago. I got in the queue an hour and 10 minutes before the registration even opened up. And I still was not able to get into any of the races. So to say that I am disappointed would be an extreme understatement. I am very disappointed. I really wanted to do this. I think other people are still waiting in the wait room too, because everything's sold out except for the post party, which, I mean, I wouldn't be going to that anyway. But the only chance now I have to get into this race is to be on Twitter, or X it's called. There is I don't know if it's called page or a site on Twitter, and it's called Run Disney Alerts. And every once in a while, spots will open up and it will go on this. And you almost instantly have to get on there, clicking the link through the Run Disney Alert to be able to get a spot. And to say that, it is very difficult, even more so difficult, to get a spot on this Run Disney Alert. So I do have that on my phone. I do have notifications for Twitter. So, I mean, it's highly unlikely that I will get in, but there's still like a very, very, very slight chance that I may. Unfortunately, that puts a couple other things in perspective. Coming for a trip in October. My son and I were going to be going in October, and now it doesn't look like I will be going when I thought I would be going. It worked out kind of good for the trip for the two of us, because he will be back in school in September, and that week before the Run Disney event, he doesn't have school. Sorry, that's Cindy. Cindy. Sorry about that. Well, he doesn't have school that week before. So it was going to work out good that we were going to go the week before. I was going to do the 10K or the 5K and then come home on the Sunday. Now I don't know what we're going to do. So, yeah. So that is it. I am going to see how long I'm going to sit in this waiting room for, just because I would like to know. Even with everything full, people are still sitting there, because if they had logged out or exited out, then I would move through quickly, but I have not. So anyway, I'm still going to wait and see, and we're going to see how long to actually get through. I think if I was to try to register again for another one of these Run Disney events, instead of going on, you know, an hour and 10 minutes before to make sure everything was good, I would start probably watching about 7 o'clock my time, which is 6 o'clock their time, for the queue to open. I don't know how long it was open before I realized that the queue was open, so that may make a difference. But all right, so it has been 20 minutes since they said everything was full for the Wine and Dine weekend. And if you can see right here, it says that my approximate wait time is 4 minutes. So in 20 minutes, I went from over an hour to 4 minutes. And that's because everybody are realizing that it's sold out and they are leaving the waiting room. So I just would like to see and to show you what it looks like when everything is sold out. Sorry, I'm getting a glare here from the computer. I shut down my son's computer because when the wait time started coming up in minutes, mine had said I had a 10-minute wait, and in my son's it said I had a 13-minute wait. So I knew this computer was ahead of his. So now you can see now that it says, it just changed again, and it says I have a 3-minute wait. So we're just gonna take a peek at what the screen looks like when everything is sold out and we finally get in. All right, so now it says that I have less than a minute wait time, and we'll see what it looks like when we get in. All right, so we're in, and this is the notification we got. The 2026 Disney Wine Dine Half Marathon Weekend, and it gives the dates, Thursday, October 22nd to Sunday, October 25th. The registration for this event is closed and has been reached the maximum number of participants. So if you don't get in, everything fills, and you still sit and wait, or you don't see that notification and you wait, this is what you get. So that is it for this video. Disappointed, very. Learned. Just seen a post on Facebook where someone had actually got in the waiting room almost a half an hour before me, and they still did not get in to register. So what I have taken from this is that when registration starts at 11 o'clock my time, I need to be on this computer several hours before, looking for when the waiting room opens so that hopefully I can get in and get a spot. So now I'm going to start just watching Twitter and hopefully get in. If not, we'll see. Maybe I'll try for the January marathon weekend and see what happens there. So that's it for this video. Stay tuned to see if I do end up getting in using Twitter, or if I just wait and register for the next one in January. We'll just wait and see. Do everything in love, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye now.